Hi there, future teacher. Welcome to your study guide for the Ohio Early Childhood Special Education Exam, Field 013. This video is a refresher for the information you need to know to pass. We'll cover 2 of the 3 domains on this exam in depth, so grab something to write with, and let's get started. Before we dive in, we put together a free study guide workbook that goes along with this video. It has all the key terms, comparison tables, practice questions, and space for your own notes. Grab your free copy from the link in the description below. This video is presented by TeacherPreps.com. Our platform gives you complete study guides for every competency, full-length timed practice tests that match the real exam format, vocabulary exercises, and AI-scored constructed response practice. It's free to get started. Alright, that was our plug. For the rest of this video, it's go time. Grab your pen and paper. Let's start with the exam format. The Ohio 013 has 100 multiple-choice questions, and you get 120 minutes to complete them. That gives you about 72 seconds per question, so a little over a minute each. The passing score is 220 on a scaled score. The test is available as a computer-based test at Pearson testing centers or as an online proctored exam from home. The exam covers 3 content domains. Domain 1 is Understanding Young Children with Special Needs, worth 27% of your score. Domain 2 is Promoting Young Children's Growth and Development, the largest domain at 59%. And Domain 3 is Working in a Collaborative Learning Community at 14%. In this video, we'll deep dive into Domain 1 and Domain 3. Let's begin with Domain 1, Understanding Young Children with Special Needs. This domain is 27% of your exam and covers 6 key areas: typical human development, how disabilities affect development, how young children learn, how disabilities affect learning, assessment procedures, and medical aspects of disabilities. Jot that down. First, typical human growth and development. You need to know the characteristics and progressions across 5 developmental domains: physical, communicative, cognitive, psychological, and social-emotional. These domains don't develop in isolation. They interact with each other. For example, a delay in language development can affect social skills because a child who struggles to communicate may withdraw from peer interactions. Environmental factors, genetics, health conditions, economic status, and cultural and linguistic backgrounds all influence how development unfolds. Next, the developmental significance of disabilities. On test day, look for questions about how a disability in one area creates ripple effects across other developmental domains. A child with a motor disability might have delayed fine motor skills, which then affects handwriting, self-care, and even cognitive development because the child has fewer opportunities to explore objects. Now, learning processes. Young children learn through active, constructive engagement with their environment. Learning is not passive. Children build understanding by manipulating objects, asking questions, and testing ideas. When you see questions about learning theory, think about approaches like scaffolding, where the adult provides support and gradually removes it as the child gains competence. The same environmental, genetic, health, economic, cultural, and linguistic factors that affect development also shape how children learn. A child from a home where English is not the primary language may process instructions differently, and the effective teacher adapts accordingly. Assessment procedures are heavily tested on this exam. You need to distinguish between informal assessments like observations and checklists and formal assessments like standardized tests. Know the 3 key types: screening, which identifies children who may need further evaluation; diagnostic assessment, which determines the nature and extent of a disability; and response to intervention, or RTI, which monitors how a child responds to targeted instruction. Non-discriminatory assessment is critical. Tests must be fair across cultural and linguistic groups. Assessment data drives instruction. You use it to plan interventions, set goals, and monitor progress over time. The final area in Domain 1 is medical aspects and physical management. You need basic knowledge of disease etiology, common syndromes, and chronic illnesses that affect young children. Physical management procedures include proper positioning, lifting, and mobility support. Emergency procedures matter here too. Know what to do during an epileptic seizure. Keep the child safe, do not restrain them, time the seizure, and call for medical help if it exceeds 5 minutes. Assistive technology is a key topic. This includes augmentative and alternative communication devices, adaptive equipment, and any technology that helps a child participate more fully in the learning environment. Let's do a practice question for Domain 1. A preschool teacher notices that a 4-year-old child with a speech delay is increasingly avoiding group activities and playing alone. Which strategy would be most effective for supporting this child's overall development? A. Require the child to participate in large group activities to build social skills. B. Pair the child with a supportive peer during small group activities while providing visual communication supports. C. Focus instruction on speech therapy goals and address social development later. D. Allow the child to play independently until speech skills improve naturally. The correct answer is B. Pairing the child with a supportive peer in a small group setting provides a less intimidating social context, and visual communication supports compensate for the speech delay. This addresses both social and communicative development simultaneously, which reflects the cross-domain approach you need on this exam. Option A forces participation without support. Option C treats developmental domains as separate when they're interconnected. Option D assumes development happens without intervention. Now let's move to Domain 3, working in a collaborative learning community. This domain is 14% of your exam and covers partnerships with school staff, families, and community agencies, plus legal and ethical responsibilities. Even though it's the smallest domain, these questions are very testable because they involve specific laws and procedures. School community partnerships require consultation, collaboration, co-teaching, and strong communication skills. The effective early childhood special educator works alongside general education teachers, speech therapists, occupational therapists, and paraprofessionals. You should know the differences between program models. Home-based programs where services are delivered in the family's home, integrated or inclusive settings where children with and without disabilities learn together, and self-contained classrooms for children who need intensive support. Collaboration looks different in each model. School-home partnerships are essential. You must be able to establish partnerships with diverse families and recognize barriers to communication, access, and participation. Some families face language barriers, transportation challenges, or cultural differences in how they view disability and education. Collaborative problem-solving means families are active participants in educational planning, not passive recipients of information. On the legal side, know these 4 landmark laws. Section 504, which prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities. PL 94 to 142, the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, which guarantees a free appropriate public education. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, which extends protections beyond schools. And PL 99 to 457, which extended special education services to infants and toddlers through early intervention programs. Finally, know the key trends and best practices in early childhood special education. Early intervention is the principle that the earlier you identify and address a delay, the better the outcomes. Multisensory instruction engages multiple learning channels, visual, auditory, and tactile, to support children with different learning profiles. Alternative assessment moves beyond standardized testing to include portfolio-based assessment, authentic assessment, and observation-based evaluation. Differentiated instruction means adjusting content, process, and product to meet individual needs. And Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, builds flexibility into the curriculum from the start so that all children can access learning without needing retroactive modifications. Practice question for Domain 3. An early childhood special education teacher is preparing for an IEP meeting for a 3-year-old child whose family recently immigrated and speaks limited English. Which approach would be most effective for supporting the family's participation? A. Send the IEP documents home in English and ask the family to review them before the meeting. B. Conduct the meeting in English but speak more slowly and use simpler vocabulary. C. Arrange for a qualified interpreter and provide translated materials in the family's home language before the meeting. D. Have a bilingual classroom aide summarize the key decisions after the meeting has concluded. The correct answer is C. Providing a qualified interpreter and translated materials ensures the family can meaningfully participate in educational planning. Federal law requires that parents understand the proceedings and can give informed consent. Option A assumes the family reads English. Option B reduces linguistic complexity but doesn't remove the language barrier. Option D excludes the family from the actual decision-making process, which violates the collaborative partnership principle. Great work covering Domain 1, Understanding Young Children with Special Needs, and Domain 3, Working in a Collaborative Learning Community. Together, those make up 41% of your exam. But here's the thing. You still need Domain 2, Promoting Young Children's Growth and Development. That's 59% of your score, the majority of the exam. It covers structuring classroom environments, managing behavior, supporting social development, language development, emergent literacy, daily living skills, cognitive development, content area learning, arts, and physical development. Without Domain 2, you're walking into Test A with less than half the preparation you need. The complete study guide covering all 3 domains, plus full-length timed practice tests, is available right now at TeacherPreps.com. Link in the description.